Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, my beloved. I'm gonna break this one up into two parts because this suit deserves as much screen time as possible and no one can stop me. This, to me, is the absolute best iteration of Samus's entire line of suits. Power, Varia, traditional or otherwise. The Varia suit from Echoes is in a league of its own with its changes to Samus's traditional Varia suit appearance, some being major, some being simple, others being really subtle. First of all, this is the Varia suit that has become the mascot of the Prime series, in large part due to the helmet redesign. The visor with the blocky extension on the top of the visor is only seen in the Prime games, and is such a simple yet amazing change. Funnily enough, this visor shape was seen in the concept art for Metroid Prime. It was Destiny. A subtle change to the helmet itself was the pattern above the visor. Usually, there was a semicircle that connected to the visor with the exception of the fusion suit. Now there were three lines that laced the top of the helmet from the visor. A subtle, simple, yet defining characteristic of the Prime series line of suits. There are too many details in this suit to cover in one shot, so part 2 is incoming. I've only talked about the helmet so far, jeez. This is part 2 of the Echoes Varia Suit review. The Echoes Varia Suit has even more lights than its predecessor, going down from the circles on the legs this time around. The chest lights are also a bit more prominent, being thicker and going up the sides of the chest. The shoulder generators are rounder than Prime's. The suit in general is bulky yet sleek, streamlined and rounded overall. It's also vibrant, which is thematically perfect given Samus is the only source of life for the Luminoth in Echoes. This suit has a weirdly organic vibe to it thanks to the extra detail on it. There is also a more aggressive sense given the spikes on the knees as well as the boots being more prominent. The arm cannon too has seen some adjustments. In-game, it's a lot shinier in some spots while having extra markings and detail in comparison to Prime's version. Not that it particularly bothered me, the proportions of the suit are a little more believable thanks to clever design and animations. I think the Varia suit in Echoes is perfect. It looks and feels a lot more organic and believable than Prime's Varia suit, while still being a biomechanical power suit. In my mind, this is Samus Aran's true Varia suit and is her definitive look. There's a surprising mix of opinions on the Dark suit from Echoes. Some love it, a few aren't bothered, others completely despise it. It is an unusual suit, that's for sure, but Echoes is an unusual game, and the Luminoth are an unusual species, and I think the Dark suit reflects their design and architecture brilliantly. The Dark suit is almost a complete redesign, not just a normal upgrade or recolor, and I love it. This is one of the few suits to have red lights, and the lights themselves are an exact replica of the accents in the architecture of the Luminoth with how the circles connect. The shoulder generators share aesthetic connections to Luminoth tech, such as the air filter machine in Torvus, and its earth and steel coloring evokes the war-torn wasteland that Aether has become. The visor shape is also unique, with Dark Samus's Smash Ultimate appearance being the only other depiction of this visor style with anything Metroid related. It's also surprisingly blocky, making it a physically solid look, but weirdly, I also find the Dark suit kind of sexy? Can't imagine why. Anyway, I get why people dislike the Dark suit. It is a drastic departure from the familiar design language of Samus's suits, but I absolutely love it for its aesthetic and connections to the world of Aether and the Luminoth. The light suit from Echoes is quite literally a holy suit of armor. It is forged with the light of Aether itself by Umos, the last Luminoth Sentinel, to help Samus on a mission, and damn, she almost couldn't look better. Almost. The pure silvery white and the contrasting black of the inner suit is such a great combination, along with the accents of Luminoth tech to match. The light suit is practically a celebration with its aesthetic being a marriage of Luminoth and Chozo technology. The suit is bulbous and has several rounded areas while looking sleek and sharp with angular and dangerous knee spikes to act as a contrast. The suit also has organic qualities to it, resembling the fusion suit's fleshy outer layer in a lot of aspects. A big letdown for me though is that the visor isn't deep gold like in its introductory cutscene. Instead, it's either transparent or silver. That isn't the worst thing in the world, but it doesn't compare to that initial stare during the light suit's introduction. I really wish that gold was the visor color instead, alongside being opaque. This suit was, in the literal sense, love at first sight. Echoes is the first Metroid game to feature multiplayer, and everyone plays as different low-poly recolors of the Echoes Varia Suit. Let's go over them. Starting with Player 1, this is the standard Varia Suit coloration. Refer to my Echoes Varia Suit short for thoughts on that. Player 2 is an all-silver and grey recolor, similar to the Light Suit, but this has lime green highlights. It's a clean look with a cold aura. Player 3 is the famous green Samus with yellow highlights. It's the weakest recolor, but the yellow highlights and dark green are good. Player 4 is by far the most drastic look, with the suit being entirely blue with grey for the inner layer, bar the crotch of all places. The highlights are a warm and deep orange, and this is probably the best look out of the recolors to me. This color also resembles the armor of Armstrong Houston in the Super Metroid Nintendo Power comic series. The arm cannons of the recolors are also shown to match their respective suit in the menu, but not in gameplay for whatever reason. These are still good recolors overall. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more Metroid shorts, discussions, and lore like this.